I'm Mrs. Polakis. I'm the Associate Professor of Hospitality Management and the Program Coordinator, and we'd like to welcome you to our program, whether in person or if you're doing distance learning. We're excited to have you. I'd like to let you know that we're an ACF accredited program, an exemplary program. ACF stands for American Culinary Federation, so we're really proud of that and excited to have you here and give you great education. So my job here is I teach hospitality management, and you will have me for Chef 1305, Sanitation and Safety, which this semester will be online, but we'll be connecting through Zoom, and also I have virtual office hours as well. So I'm excited to get to meet you all and looking forward to seeing you. And I'd like to also remind you that we're going to be following all safety and sanitation protocols for your safety and for ours. So please keep that in mind, and we'll go over those rules on the Del Mar website and as you get closer to coming to campus. Thank you.
I'm Chef Claudia Hurd, and I will be, I'm the pastry instructor for mainly the pastry program and culinary program. I will be teaching fundamentals of baking, advanced pastry, cake decorating, and all the advanced classes. We welcome you to the program. I look forward to having you in class. I've been here for about 12 years, 13 years, and it's a very exciting program. We are very complete in our 3 programs, and I look forward to meeting you, having you in class. I hope you're ready to work. We need all your energy ready for the first day. Welcome.
Hello, I'm Chef Israel Villanueva from Del Mar College. I'm the culinary arts instructor here with the college. I'm happy to be part of the team here with Lisa Polakis and Chef Claudia, and also Liz that you met earlier in the presentation. I think we make a good team, and we look forward to this semester. I've been here, this is my 4th year here full-time. Previously I was here as an adjunct. I did start my career here at Del Mar back in 1990. And I'm glad to be back. I look forward to seeing you this coming semester, although there are challenges that we're going to face with the COVID-19, but we are ready to face them head on, and we'll see you soon.
Hello everyone, my name is Elizabeth Ramirez, and I'm your culinary technician here at Del Mar College. I'm in charge of ordering all the food for the lab classes. And one of my expectations is to have your requisitions with the ingredients by weight. I don't want to see tablespoons or dashes. Everything should be measured, so that way it's easier for us to keep the order guidelines better. Another thing is that I would like you to have is that requisition ready with your instructor. It should be revised. Make sure that everything is in order. That way we don't have issues when ordering your ingredients. These days it's a little bit more challenging as far as what is available from our distributors. So if we have to substitute certain ingredients, I will notify your instructor so they can let you know ahead of time. That way you can do arrangements or things with your recipes and that changed. Thank you so much. I hope that you're here on time and ready to work.
Hello, I want to welcome you to the Del Mar College Hospitality Management Program. As you can see, we have different type of programs here. We can start off, let me get zoomed in really quick. So we have culinary arts, baking and pastry, hospitality management. Those are the 3 degree programs that we have here at Del Mar College. This is our dining room, which right now we're having it cleaned up, getting ready for next semester. Admin office for the hospitality, the restaurant management building. That's the entrance to the back parking lot. Right back there we have the baking lab. The main entrance facing Airport Road. This is facing Old Brownsville Road. I'm about to talk to you about uniforms and equipment. Here is our serving line when we do cafeteria style service. Everything is in disarray because we left everything behind as soon as COVID started. This is the culinary lab for chef training 1301, Chef 1301. A rather large lab. Have everything you need in here to learn how to cook your basic foods and even advanced cooking. Here we have some products left over from last semester. All our pots and pans. Storage rooms out in the back. Refrigeration of all sorts. So now we're going to go and talk about uniforms and supplies. Back in the dining room. So they call this RM for restaurant management. RM, don't forget, it's not for room, it's for restaurant management. And right above the top up here, it gives you the room number. This is 101. The culinary lab is 101. And the basic fundamentals of pastry and baking pastries, it's going to be here in room 109. For those of you that are doing pastry or pastry major, this is your lab right in here. We will go over all the different types of equipment that we have in here. And everything's been moved around because we are doing cleaning and preparing for the next semester. Okay, so now we're going to go and discuss supplies and uniforms. So the sheet that I'm going to be going off of is something you will receive in the mail. Okay, so this here is the checklist. See if I can get it zoomed in. As you can see, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The first 8 items on this list here are something that you can purchase as a kit, which looks just like this here over at the bookstore. And this is important to know, especially those that are on financial aid. You can easily get you a kit that contains those first highlighted bold items on there. That's a kit that would cost approximately $164.99. It comes with what's required. So first of all, you need at least an 8-inch chef knife, such as this. Also, you need a paring knife, at least a 4-inch, like the small one right here. And then you have an option to buy a boning knife, which is the one on the left, the green one, or a fillet knife, the white one. The fillet knife is very flexible to fillet fish. And also vegetable peelers. There's all types of vegetable peelers. Don't get too technical. Some are handheld, like a harp, which is the last to the right. And then you have your very basic one to the far left. Some have swivel, some don't. Whatever's comfortable for you. Also, we have thermometers. We have a metallic stem Insta Read thermometer that you would put on in your pocket. And we also have the digital. The digital is more accurate and no calibration required. Then we'll go to measuring spoons and measuring cups. I would highly recommend you get metal. that's etched on there. If you get plastic, it might melt, or the measurement label might fade off. You can't go wrong with metal. And then we also have the hot pads, also called pan grabbers. You need at least 2. These are the ones you buy at the restaurant supplies. You can get whichever ones you want, round or glove. Also bar towels. There's 2 white towels here, solid white preferably. If you can't find anything solid, 1 or 2 stripes is okay, but white preferably. And here we have a microplane. It's for grating things such as nutmeg, lime zest, lemon zest, some chocolate, some ginger. This is a microplane, costs anywhere between $8 to $10. You can find that at H-E-B, Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, and so on and so forth. So let's talk about the uniform now. Again, we're going off the page. I will be emailing to everyone. You should receive this by email. Try to get a good zoom. See, that'll do it. Either way, you'll be getting a copy of this. There's a good focus there. Okay, so the first thing on the list is going to be you need a set, 2 sets of uniforms. So the first thing is going to be your skull cap. The skull cap is just round. Might have a little Velcro in the back. If it has a couple of different things hanging out from the back to tie like a bandana, that's okay. You can tuck it in or do whichever one you'd like. White chef jacket. This is my white chef jacket here. You want to make sure that you get your logo put on, and I'll tell you exactly where to get that at. And you're going to have your name. And these other patches you'll have to earn, and we'll talk about that eventually. So no colors on the buttons, no colors on the edges, on the cuffs. They call that piping. Just solid white with 1 pocket. I have knots as buttons, but you will be using just plastic white buttons or clear, translucent, whichever the case is. And then we'll go to the pants. People call it checkerboard pants. It's actually houndstooth. They're very baggy pants. They fit loose. So those are the pants you're going to be using. I put a different couple ones there. A white bib apron. This is a white bib apron, meaning that you put over your head, and it's solid white, no pockets, no colors. Nothing else in there. And then let's talk about shoes really quick. The shoes. These are Crocs, the both of them. You can buy them online at Amazon. You can buy them sometimes at Academy. Walmart has different brands depending on your budget. As long as it's closed toe, closed heel, slip resistant, grease resistant, make sure it's non-slip. And normally they call these working shoes, black working shoes, slip resistant, grease resistant, etc. Okay, so next you will be needing measuring devices such as these. We have the plastic one. The downfall about the plastic one is that the numbers do fade away when you wash them. And then my favorite is these little metal measuring devices that are used for sewing, for stitching. I like the fact that it has a little notch here that you can get your precise measurements, especially when it comes to cutting vegetables. You're able to get precise measurements, a lot more precise than you would with other measuring devices. And of course, your Sharpies, you'll need at all times. And your masking tape. Your masking tape is required to label all the food product that you make. That way no one takes your product or we don't throw it out. According to regulation, we have to have everything labeled. Then what I want to talk about also is a textbook. The textbook for basic foods is called On Cooking. And remember, 6th edition. Okay, it looks just like this. It might look like an apple to some of you, but that is an heirloom tomato on the front. This is a very good book, and the good news is this book costs, it's quite costly, about $145. Make sure you get it with the access to get online. It has an access code, so you can buy the book, and if you're paying, let's say $80 to $100 for the book, you are not getting the access code to My Lab. It's called My Lab Access Code, and that does come with the book if you buy it with the book at the bookstore, or you can buy it online wherever you'd like. And once again, it's 6th edition, and you must have the access code for My Lab. My Lab is going to have content online to take quizzes and assignments. And remember that you must have your food handler's permit. And I will email this to you as well. But here's some information that you could use to help you get started. Okay, at the Public Health District, Nueces County. You could also go online and also check these out. I will be emailing these out as well. This is Outlaw Embroidery that does embroidery for us. They're the only ones in town that know how to do it. The same color, the specs, and a very good turnaround time. Talk to Ms. Deb at 361-244-2161. And due to COVID virus, we will require you to have a mask at all times. You can't go wrong with this mask, but if you wear a cloth mask, it must be a solid color. No animation, no offensive messages, or anything as such. Solid color, preferably black. Also, if your hair does not fit inside your skull cap, you must wear a hair net. Hair nets, you could buy washable, reusable ones. If you go to possibly Sally's, or some people say Dollar General, I'm not for sure. And for those of you men that have beards, there's a beard guard as well that you must wear at all times while you're in the lab. You must provide your own beard guards. We have some of both of these hair nets and beard guards for our guests, but you are required to have yours. Now we're going to talk about baking. For PSTR, pastry, 1301, fundamentals of baking. Everything that you see here is not mandatory, but highly required. If you look back at your list, down in the bottom, if you look at the very bottom of the list that I'm going to email to everyone, this is required. Okay, but everything else on here, majority of the stuff here is highly recommended. Okay, so I can go down by the list. They also have a baking kit. If you look right on that sheet as well, there's also a baking kit that comes with a few of the items in here. So one of the first things on there is a digital scale, such as that. The digital scale could be bought at H-E-B, Walmart, anywhere from $10 to $15, $20, depending how much you want to pay. Pastry bags. Okay, the pastry bag is right here. And if you would please read the list to make sure you have everything correctly. You have the pastry bag right there. And there's also some ties that are on there, like bread ties. And that's good to tie your piping bag when it's not in use. You need a 12-inch and a 14-inch. And then pastry brush. Okay, not silicone. A pastry brush is going to be such as these that you see right here, those two pastry brushes. Those are like artificial horse hair or something like that. If you buy plastic or synthetic, it does not absorb and it does not work that well. Icing tips. These are your icing tips right here. There's different sizes of icing tips. At a minimum, you are going to need number 12 and number 14. On the pastry bags, 12-inch and 14-inch. So the icing tips again, number 5, round, number 104, rose, number 21, star, and a quick icer. And then here you have couplings. This is a coupling here that you would insert one part into the piping bag, and one goes on the outside of the piping bag to hold on to the tip, and that way you can easily change tips as well. Okay, so you'll also need a metal bench scraper, which is this right here. This metal bench scraper is good for many things. You could scrape your table, you could cut portion dough, clean up dry dough, and then there's also some of these plastic bench scrapers. These are plastic, and the good thing about them is they're very flexible to clean around the bowls. You could also portion dough with that, cut dough out, etc. You will also need rose nail. I'm not going in order as I should, but here's a rose nail, and this is what you use to do piping. You will put your tip on there and start off by making the base and moving it around in circles just like that while you're making roses out of that. That's called a rose nail. Biscuit cutter. Here's a set of cutters right here. You could buy just one, which is the biscuit cutter, or you can buy different sizes. But if you're baking and pastry, you will be using all of them. You're also required to have 2 baking pans, 2 of them 8-inch round, 2-inch high, such as this. You can get these anywhere as well. And of course, we talked about the microplane for basic foods, which is right here. You will need that for baking as well. Of course, you don't need 2 of them. And then also, mostly everything else is highly required, or highly it's advised to buy it. Recommended, highly recommended to buy these offset spatulas. You have different sizes of them. You have offset, you have flat, you have rubber spatulas. You have some utility scissors. You have a squeeze bottle. You have a serrated knife. For serrated knives, you will need this for baking. Okay, you will use them in culinary as well. But when you do buy your knives for culinary, you will not need serrated, just the 3 that I mentioned, but they do come in a set. And then there's different kinds of measuring cups, measuring spoons, a spray bottle, and you can buy this at Sally's or other places. And there's also different kind of hot pads, the glove type. You have a thermometer there, that's for candy and frying. There's also a digital one for frying, and also candy making. And then you have a digital thermometer that is also required for this class. A timer is highly recommended. Ice cream scoops. If you have 1 ounce ice cream scoop, you can't go wrong. If you have half an ounce, 1.5 ounce, it'll be okay. Have at least 1 ounce. Some basic colors of food coloring to start with. There's a whisk, tape, Sharpie. Okay, so I think I've covered everything on here. As you exit the main entrance of restaurant management, there's a sidewalk that takes you straight over to the Health Sciences building. There's Health Science 1, 2, and 3. Emerging Technology, a new building on the left. And if you walk straight across the street at the end, you'll run into the Coleman Center. That's where business, office, registrar, VA, and food court, etc. Entrance 2 to West Campus, Del Mar College. Entrance number 2. Airport Road. Old Brownsville Road. There's our classrooms way back there. The further half belongs to the city. The closer half, there are 4 classrooms where we have all our lecture classes, except for basic foods and pastry and baking. And here you have the hospitality management building. exiting the rear of restaurant management, we have our shed where we keep all our excess equipment. We have a big freezer, walk-in freezer, a deep freezer in the back of that. They call that the ice freezer. Okay, we have a barbecue pit out here. We have 2 walk-ins. The first one is protein, freezer in the back, refrigeration in the front. And the second one is all produce and excess cheese. So you can see the big parking lot out back. This is where you'll park your vehicle, in this back parking. You know you're there when you see the dome, the FEMA dome out at the back. And again, there are the classrooms. They call that the Nutrition Education Building. That would be Del Mar Entrance 1, coming off of Old Brownsville Road from SPID. You park here. You don't have to walk all the way around to the front. The 2 walk-ins are here, and you're just gonna walk up here, your first day of class. And we do have 3 entrances. One over in that corner to the baking lab, then this main rear entrance, and then there's also an entrance to the culinary lab. But we'll come right in here, blue door, and now you're back in the restaurant management building.